Welcome to the Idea Climbing Podcast. If you want to build a meaningful personal brand online, you need authenticity, gratitude, and a few other strategies. I discussed them in this episode with my guest, Vladimer Botsvadze. Vladimir has become one of the world's top speakers on technology. He has been booked by Startup Grind, Digital Talk Forum, AI Conversational Summit, the Global Marketing Summit, and more. He has earned a reputation as a standout speaker on AI, marketing, and branding. We dive into topics such as the biggest difference between traditional marketing and social media marketing, how to embrace the golden age of one-on-one marketing, the four components of today's social media landscape and how to leverage them to build your personal brand, and more golden nuggets of advice. You're going to love this show. Vladimir, thank you for making time to be on the Idea Climbing Podcast. I really appreciate you.
Hi, Mark. It is a delight to be a guest on your podcast. We are on the same wavelengths. I truly enjoyed our pre-call. I'm going to share so much with your audience today,
Yeah, just to get started, we're going to be talking about how solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants can build a meaningful presence on social media when it comes to personal branding. Before we get into the tips, tricks, and strategies, as far as your story, what's your story? How did you get so good at personal branding that you now speak about it all over the world?
Yeah, so Mark, it is a great question. Thank you. I believe I'm a practitioner. I'm a storyteller. I'm a long-term thinker. I build community. I brought my followers together. In my community, my followers used to make strong bonds. It is a big difference between audience and community, So as I show my heart, my smile, my face, my passion, my compassion, it has allowed me to build a robust personal brand on a shoestring budget, Mark. I only had $4,000 in 2016-17. I built my website with my whole heart. I built my website from my heart, not from my head. It has made all the difference. And when you Google nowadays, digital marketing keynote speaker, my website, VladimerBotsvadze.com, is now number one on Google because I earn trust. Business world trust. So I come from Georgia. I moved to the United States when I was 18, 2006. I got work permit from the State Department. I had a J1 visa. I enrolled in a summer exchange work and travel program. I had a week training in Washington, D.C. area. I worked in Menezes, Virginia, 25 minutes drive from Washington, D.C. After 2 months, I moved to New York City, the best melting pot in the world. I started seeing the world faster, easier, clearer. I realized in New York City how important it is to build a personal brand. I started rubbing shoulders with successful people. I hitched my wagon to a star. I left no stone unturned. I pushed self-education. I followed Warren Buffett's advice to start reading 400, 500 pages a day. I have become a lifelong learner. No excuses. In the last 19 years, this business world, whoever is listening to me now and watching me now should know that I worked 16 hours a day in the last 19 years. So nowadays, I'm in a catbird seat. I have so many advantages. I have so many irons in the fire because I'm a storyteller and I'm authentic and I love providing value. So I also pursued my master's. I also lived in UK, in the UAE. I now work with Abu Dhabi SME Hub as a mentor. From 2014 to 2020, I was building my Twitter from 0 followers built to 57,000 followers. I won 3 awards 2015. Number 65 B2B marketing influencer by Analytica. 2017 among top 100 virtual reality influencers. 2018 among top 100 digital transformation influencers. 2019 Thinkers 360, the first open platform for global thought leaders, recognized me as number 6 global AI influencer. And 2020 Pinnacle, Mark, number 1 by Thinkers 360 in marketing by Thinker worldwide. Number 1 global marketing thought leader by Thinkers 360. Pinnacle 2021 judge at Digital Revolution Awards in the UK. I was featured in Forbes in 2021. 2022, I was a guest on 20 podcasts. 2023, a judge for the Webby Awards and mentor at Techstars. and 2024. Amongst the world's top 21 AI speakers by AI Speakers Agency, alongside Open AI CEO Sam Altman. I gained momentum. I have made breakthrough. I have given 150% day in and day out, and I think it what sets me apart. My practicality, my long-term thinking, my patience, my storytelling, my curiosity, drive, active listening, and social leadership, Mark, you know.
So with everything you've done, if someone's watching or listening right now and they're thinking, I have at least a basic presence on social media, what would you tell them if they say, I have a basic presence, but I want to ramp it up. I want to take it to the next level. What's the starting point?
They should start small, build gradually, think long term. They need to give more than they take. I have given more than I have taken. That is what has built my personal brand, Mark. I'm a giver, not a taker. You know, I provide value. So nowadays, you have iPhone at your fingertips. You can record some videos, hit record, hit save, upload to YouTube, and literally 2019, 2020, I uploaded 45 videos. Mark, about my first-hand experience as a social media influencer. So I was sharing my knowledge, my experience with my audience as a social media influencer, you know. So it has made all the difference because I have told my stories, you know. So this, you know what Steve Jobs said? The most powerful person in the world is a storyteller, you know. And another great quote by Steve Jobs is that people who know what they are talking about, they don't need PowerPoint. So I don't need PowerPoint presentation and slides to read anything from slides because I love marketing more than breathing. I love marketing more than breathing. I love technology. I love my audience more than my life. It is because I show my heart. And literally, if anyone wants to build a robust personal brand, they should put their eggs into different baskets, not only on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a drop in the ocean, but also on X. They need to also focus on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Medium, you know. There are so many ways. There are so many channels, Mark. So I believe putting eggs into different baskets, you know. I bear in mind that great oaks grow from small acorns. So if they show patience, if they are long-term thinkers, if they give more than they take, if they share content that is in followers' best interest, not in their best interest, because majority of people are salespeople. When they connect with you on LinkedIn, then they send you sales pitches. So nobody cares, nobody pays attention to salespeople because I don't have time to respond to everyone's sales pitch on LinkedIn, you know.
So what do they pay attention to? When you say provide value, what do you mean?
Provide value. I think you need to give away your best advice for free, Mark, you know. I have never charged my followers for picking my brain, you know, but I lead by example, not by titles. It is what sets me apart, Mark, you know. Majority of executives lead by titles. I lead by example. Gary Vee leads by example. Tim Ferris lead by example. Leads by example. Do you know why? Because Tim Ferris is self-made. Tim Ferris is a self-made, you know. He made a comeback. He has become New York Times best-selling author, you know, because you know why? Because he made a comeback. Do you know Tim Ferris' story, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it is a best example of that you should never give up. You should never give up, you know. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. If you are positive, if you see the glass half full rather than half empty. I have always seen glass half full, Mark, you know. I'm optimistic. I believe that optimistic people create a brighter future, you know.
So what example are you setting and do you strive to show the world?
Well, first of all, it does not matter where you were born, what is your background, what is your education. If you take action, you will succeed. You will move forward. You will reach new heights. You will move up in the world, gain ground, go places. So my example that I was born in Georgia and I was dreaming about experiencing the Western world in 90s when I was burning the midnight oil. I was the most diligent kid. And God helped me that I opened the United States door in 2006 and I have become a global citizen in 2006 in New York City. New York City. And since then, that the reason that why I'm a guest on your podcast today is that I'm a global citizen because I love people, because I have friends all over the world, because I would love to instill confidence in other people. So if I can do it, anybody can do it.
So once you establish a presence, how do you maintain it? Because it's easy to become a blip on the radar and get really popular really, really quick and just fade away. How do you maintain a presence once you've built it?
It's all about first you start building a robust personal brand by showing gratitude, Mark. By showing gratitude. So when people leave comments, they like your tweets, your posts, and they appreciate your content, you should show gratitude. So as I have consistently I consistently showed gratitude to my followers as someone from Vancouver, Chicago, LA, San Francisco, New York, Berlin, London, Stockholm, Istanbul, Singapore, Hong Kong, Sydney paid attention to my content. I was showing my heart, I was showing my smile, I was showing my passion, my compassion. I was educating audiences. So I brought my followers together on Twitter. So it built my personal brand. It has translated to my success. I have earned 1,000 endorsements on LinkedIn just because I have built a robust personal brand on Twitter. Just imagine that I have been recommended by top executives from MasterCard, PepsiCo, AC Milan, and big brands. Because why? Because I lead by example. So I think you also need to consistently create great content. So be building community. I was treating my followers as my friends, Mark.
So what you just mentioned, you have to make great content. What is the criteria for great content? What is it?
First of all, great content. It means that I record 5-10 minutes videos through my iPhone X without audio engineers, without video and audio engineers and editors, and I upload to YouTube, and I take the speaking world by storm. It is authenticity, it is passion, it is devotion, it is commitment. That I share my authentic story with the world, that they love beating a pass to my door, that I work now with 20 certified speakers bureaus. I'm a mentor at Techstars. I'm a judge for the Webby Awards. I'm a mentor at UCLA Anderson, UCL Innovation Enterprise. I have been going from strength to strength because why? Because I have shared authentic stories, right? So I have built emotional connection with my followers, to put in a nutshell, Mark.
So you've touched on a lot of individual points when it comes to building a personal brand. What kind of type of a strategy, maybe 3 steps to do it, whatever it might be, what does a cohesive strategy for building a personal brand look like to you?
Yeah, okay, so as I mentioned, that you need to have your presence across various social media channels. You need to create content consistently. You need to interact with your audience, because majority don't interact, they don't build. And then they complain that they have never built their personal brands, because why? They never interacted. They were on their high horse. I'm opposite. I'm down to earth. So it is a much difference. It is a world of difference between being on your high horse and not to interact with your audience, and being down to earth to communicate and show gratitude to your followers. It is what has built my personal brand. So I think you also need to be curious on a daily basis. You need to collaborate with influencers. So in 2014, when I started my whole journey, do you remember CloudScore?
Oh my gosh, that was, yes.
So my CloudScore, Mark, was 58 in 2014, and I was working with a vengeance. I was putting out 100 pieces of content across 8-10 social media channels every single day. My CloudScore reached 80 in 2018 because I was consistent, because I was pushing, because I was leaving stone unturned. So I was retweeted by economists. I have been praised by American Airlines. I was interactive with big brands, Mark. So as I was interactive with big brands, my CloudScore was going through the roof.
Well, you mentioned not getting on a high horse. As you get more popular, you build a strong personal brand, people start to recognize you. How do you keep your ego in check and not get on a high horse like so many people do?
Yeah, it is exactly because you need to be down to earth. You need to be curious. You need to improve your product in real time, Mark. So one-on-one marketing, Mark. It is a golden age of one-on-one marketing. So social media is a two-way communication. Traditional marketing is a one-way communication, and the reason why 62% of Fortune 500 brands disappeared since 2000 on the list is that because they did not adapt to the reality of the marketplace. So when I was working in Menezes, Virginia, 2006, 25 minutes drive from Washington, D.C., the board members, smart people who made billions of dollars, they sat in the board in 2006. They discussed, we are not going to buy Netflix for $50 million. They disregarded consumers. They invested all their money in backward-looking advertising. They went out of business because adaptability, real-time, listening business, any business, whether I build my personal brand or they run their companies, they need to be in the listening business, Mark, listening business. But majority, as 62% of Fortune 500 brands disappeared since 2000, they were broadcasters. They used to send this one-size-fits-all marketing messaging every channel that was disrespectful to end users, so they ended up going out of business. So social media is a reactionary business. It's all about listening and responding. As Elon Musk responds to Tesla's owners, for example, in the last 15 years, I think as of December 2024, according to Visual Capitalist, Tesla's market share was $1.4 trillion, and Toyota was at $231 billion. Why? Because Elon Musk improved Tesla's product in real time in the last 15 years without a dedicated advertising department. Of course, Tesla spent some millions on advertising 2023-24, but in the last 50 from 2010 to 2023, Tesla spent $0 on advertising. So how many followers does Elon Musk have? More than 200 million followers. Tesla does not need an advertising department. So real-time product development is everything. It is a golden age, one-on-one marketing, Mark. Only few entrepreneurs understand the importance of one-on-one marketing. Marketing. Majority of entrepreneurs are they depend on advertising, but open-minded people, forward thinkers who have a feedback loop, they improve their products in real time. As Brian Chesky of Airbnb, Elon Musk of Tesla, Daniel Ek of Spotify, these entrepreneurs are forward thinkers.
Well, we've been talking about it a lot, but can you break down what are the components of a good personal brand?
What are the components? So you need to have your website also, because you invited me on your podcast because you checked out my website, you checked out my Twitter, you checked out my LinkedIn, right? You checked out my Instagram. So these ingredients, these channels allowed me to be a guest on your podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if people have their presence only on LinkedIn, it does not work, because they say that a mouse that has one hole is quickly taken, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you need to have several channels. You need to have presence on several channels in order to maximize your success, So I think you need to be curious. You need to have your podcast. You need to position your personal brand as a media company, Mark. Media company. You need to become the greatest publisher of information, and you need to start competing with the biggest media companies, because you need to be a media company instead of being an advertiser,
So if I hear you right, even with bigger companies, it's about personal in a personal brand. It's having that personal touch, the personal one-on-one outreach, not just advertising. Look how good we are. Would that be right?
Yes, because as you know, trust in businesses, brands, and advertising has declined 15 years in a row. More than 1 billion consumers have ad blockers. Nobody sees, believes, and trusts those ads because advertising steals our time. We are in the streaming economy nowadays, and we watch Netflix and we watch no ads. We listen to Spotify and we listen no ads. Amazon Prime, no ads. Disney Plus, no ads. Audiobooks, no ads. Podcast, no ads. Just imagine that consumers are willing to pay more not to consume ads, you know. So I think the best deal in advertising is buying Super Bowl ads, but I think Super Bowl is the best ad. But in other cases, it's all about building authenticity. Authenticity. So if you want to be authentic, if you need to have direct communication, eyeballs and ears of our consumers are going in different places, Mark. You know. So where consumers' attention was in 2022, nowadays consumers' attention is across other social media channels. So consumer behavior is evolving rapidly. You know. So internet is the biggest culture shift of all time. So what is marketing today? It's all about supply, demand, attention, and storytelling. You know.
Well, we have covered a lot of ground in a short period of time. When it comes to building a meaningful personal brand on social media, if you were to tell someone listening or watching right now, if you do, above all else, at least do this one thing, at least do this, what would you tell them to do?
Think long term, not short term or medium term, long term. You know why? Because I reinvested my last dollar into my website, VladimirBotsvadze.com in 2023. Nowadays, Mark, if you Google digital marketing keynote speaker, my website VladimirBotsvadze.com is number one on Google. Number one. My website, as I have built from my heart, not from my head. Majority build their personal brand from their heads. They don't succeed. They are on page 7, page 9, page 10, page 15. But I have built my personal brand from my heart. It has made all the difference. Now, if you Google digital marketing keynote speaker, my website, VladimirBotsvadze.com, is now on page 1 because I have built my personal brand from my heart. It has made all the difference, you know?
That is awesome. If people want to find, I know there's a lot of places we could go, but if you could keep it to like maybe 2, maybe 3, if someone wants to find you online, where's the best place or places to go?
Where people can check out my information?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think they can visit me at VladimirBotsvadze.com, as I mentioned. They can visit me on LinkedIn at Vladimir Botsvadze. I'm open to new connections. I'm also on X, Twitter at Vlado Botsvadze, and Instagram at Vladimir Botsvadze. If they want to check out my recent news, they can also check out my Medium. You know, so as I speak at global events, I mentor startups. I'm a big guest on podcasts. I always create a blog post about my recent news. You know.
Thank you very much, Vladimir. I appreciate you making the time for this.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. I wish you all the best.
And scene.